Same thing, we have certain people who may be striking my channel and complaining on everything I say when I make comments and so forth on the news. But if we're reading the news and we're looking at the news and we're reporting on the news itself, because because somebody always have to check the checker, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't check the checkers, then your pockets will come up short. You know what I'm saying? And we have to fight to keep our pocket from coming up short, which is already doing that for many, many years under Demon Democratic 47, 50, 60, 100 years of rule. You know what I'm saying? But put into a way where your mind is only seeing things and saying that there's goodness there when it's the same people that's kicking your ass that is lying to you with these illusional disguise. And it seems like people are sitting up there not doing too much to say anything at all. But, we all can't sit there and do that. You know what I'm saying? But we see a GOP uh, strategists say that the deadlock U.S. Senate race between the even Democrat Congress Tim Ryan and the Republican opponent J.D. Vance, might actually be closer than national pontiff believes, citing a number of flaws, assumptions in some polls, in some polls, he think could be, causing, the pollsters to overestimate Demon Democrats' chance in this year midterms. Of course, they're gonna spread that little propaganda bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna block things because, like I said, we saw what happened in 2020 when they were beating up the Republicans, and everywhere we turned around, it was a fight. You know what I'm saying? Rather than unifying the country in order to fight against the Demon Democrats, they let the Demon Democrats come up there. You know what I'm saying? But we see Billy the Goat Gate thinks eating meat, listen to this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Or having a nice house won't solve climate crisis. Yeah, because you the one probably set it up by putting fake suns in the sky. Move your dumb ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And stay out of growing any type of food at all. It'll help keep you away from the population because you and Antifa Party are one of the most two devilish, devil worship, worst creatures I've ever seen coming out of that camp. Let's just keep it 100. But we see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talking about the AOC, you're retarded behind, say her office struggles to keep up with the astronomical level of daily threats that she receives. She, that's her fault. Let's say it again. Ocasio Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. Let's just say that that's your fault because you're not doing for the Latino people any good in any shape or form. You have failed in your job in order to give the prosperity to your own people and talking about more Latinos, you know what I'm saying, and rushing them over here, knowing full well that they're going to somehow be in trouble. And the same thing that they're running from, or the same thing that has pushed them over here, is going to take them over because we saw that picture in the airport and who was at the bottom of the feet of that clown in the gas mask, the green suit with the red star, Baphomet, a machine gun in one hand and a sword in the other. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? By John L. Dorman, 5 days ago, Business Insider. It looking retarded. You know what I'm saying? But Ocasio Cortez told New York Times her office can barely keep up with the astronomical level of threats. You know what I'm saying? The Congresswoman told New York told the newspapers it it took her 2.5 years to receive additional security. She also expressed that members with less seniority are at the disadvantage if they receive their threats. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, anything that's coming on, you have to bring it upon yourself due to the policies and the garbage in which you are doing, demon, and get out of New York. You and Mr. Q Ball Adams do not vote these people back into office. I'm gonna say it again. You know what I'm saying? You had a demon Democrat mayor. You had a demon Democrat governor and lieutenant governor. You still got a demon Democrat lieutenant governor, acting governor. You still got a demon Democratic mayor in New York. When are you going to learn to change the dynamics and the narrative? Because you keep voting in the same people that's kicking your ass. So they had everybody fooled off for many years, probably with this demon Democratic Luciferian role, bitch, and nobody stepped up into checking them except the great Donald J. Trump. Trump be bad. Rise again, baby. hmm But you didn't see it that way because the demon Democrats was doing everything during his 4 years, before his 4 years, and even after his 4 years to scandalize his good deeds and his strength that he put together in order to protect us. We didn't have an open border policy like that when he was in there. He was planning to even build the wall and allow people to come through the rightful way. You know what I'm saying? But the demon Democrats have been corrupting our country so bad, they know for well that when they said what they said about 100 days or so, then people were definitely going to come over here. They've been doing it for years and so on and so on. So if demon Democrats going to preach open border policy, why don't you fucking just take away the border altogether? You know what I'm saying? That way they could flood over here, and then next thing you could go buck wild. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of things. And then people is running over there, it's going to be running their asses over here into. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to bring it over here, and then that's going to flow. And then when they need help and people to protect them and this and that and that, where's that protection going to come from? Black people don't even stick together. They busy killing each other. You know what I'm saying? The most terrifying cases of all is about to be heard by the U.S. Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? We see Stephen Dunzinger, whatever his name is. What we see here, it is a well-known that intense competition between the democracy, authoritarianism, and the fascism is playing out across the globe in various ways, including in the United States. This year, the U.S. Supreme Court, which started this week, is a vivid illustration of how situations is actually worse than most people understand. You know what I'm saying? The supermajority of six uh, unelected ultra conservative justices, five of which were put on the bench by the president, who did not win the popular vote, have aggressively grabbed yet another batch of cases that will allow them to move America's laws to the extremist right and threaten you. That's a bullshit lie, and you know it. You know what I'm saying? You want them to move it to the extreme left so you can continue your rule over the United States for 47 years to 100 years of a demon Democrat until we are slaves to a computer or robots by Elon Musk, such as we saw what was going on in iRobot. Stay in your house, you know, and how the people gonna be the people that better start thinking about how to beat those type of things because they're gonna smink you. Smink! Because you're not gonna beat it hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? And if he built a Teflon Don, you definitely out of the question. So we see we're here now in this case, you know what I'm saying? And they're moving the laws to extreme, you know what I'm saying, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to the call of the Moore and the Harper case. Notice how these cases are now all popping on right out. Even abortion and all these ones they were debating for years and years and years and years and years. All of a sudden, I was coming to the food. Oh yeah, but the country still at peril to the garbage of these people. Chris Christie said he considering running against Trump for the Republican presidential nominee 2024. Well, good luck, Mr. Chris Christie. Now we see Russia warns citizens about blacks. No, he warns citizens about black gay people if they flee the country. He warns citizens about black gay people if they flee the country. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? If they there, they probably been there before them, but at the same time, you need to move out of there. You know what I'm saying? But we see cold, hungry, isolated migrants facing cold, hard, isolated Latino people mixed with their blood and ours probably in some shape or ways or form, maybe, maybe not, facing troubling conditions in Hell's Kitchen Hotel. hmm Well, it's just beginning. Historic Gallup polls indicate showing one party may do much better in the midterm than previously thought. We will explain how this poll question has been extremely accurate since the 1940s. Sure, sure, we've all seen those polls that ask voters which issues is currently facing the nation is most important to them, you know what I'm saying, back in the 1940 Gallup, one of the oldest and most respected national polling institute in the country, decides to put the question to Americans in the open end format, meaning a response can a response can answer a respondent can answer any way they like. You know what I'm saying? From the common, issues most voters claim to be important to them, like inflation, as the crazy, like the difficulty in finding blackjack, band, bubble, gum, and however, what really, is a part of that, sets apart is that unlike other polling uh, institution, Gallup decides to take the questions to the next level and add another twist to it. When the Gallup conducts the poll, they follow up that uh, uh, notoriously common question. It's not so notorious. Follow up by asking respondents to answer which political party respondents think can better handle the issues that they just named as the most important. You know what I'm saying? But the data shows that 48% of Americans believe the Republican Party is the best. That's right. That is right. I think the people are beginning to see the truth. According to the most recent effort, Gallup latest data shows that 48% of Americans believe that the Republican Party is best equipped to handle the items they consider to be the most important facing America today. Same I'm talking about with Lee Zeldin for governor right here in New York. While 37% believe that the demon, that's 37% of the people who are hardcore, probably knucklehead believers of anything you tell them. You know what I'm saying? But the demon Democrats, probably TikTokers. You know what I'm saying? The demon Democratic Party would be the best suited. No, they will not. They're gonna fuck up your life, and they're already on the way to get most of that done within this year year of their time of these 4 years. That's what they do. They always pass the baton. So this is Point Blank saying, stay right, stay tight. I'm gonna come in on another flight, and we gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? No man precedes his mother, nor woman, nor child. So I will say, farewell, my friend. One, we will meet again.